In this code along section, we will build out the app component, which is the root of our application. In this lecture, we build out our app component, the root of our application. I'm in the project that we set up with the project start files that we pulled from my GitHub repo. Please follow along with me and code the following items. Be sure you're in the project start project, and then we can go into the app directory from our project root. Our intention now is to create a new component. Firstly, we need to create a file for the component. Right-click on the app directory icon, select New File, and name it app.component.ts. Convention dictates that we start the file name with the feature name. This is our root application component, so by convention, it is called app. Also by convention, we then use a dot, then indicate the type of module. Here, logically, component is used to identify this module as a component. We then use .ts as the file extension as we are coding in TypeScript. We can start coding by building out the class. In doing this, we first type the export keyword to ensure that other parts of the application can use this class. We then use the class keyword, then indicate the name of the class. Since this is our application component class, we will follow more Angular 2 convention and name our class app component. Inside this class, we can define one property, page title. As we are using strongly typed TypeScript, we use a colon after the page title property name, then add the data type, which for the page title is a string. If we choose to, we can add a default value to this property. Next, we can define the component decorator. Typically, this is placed above the class definition within the file. The component decorator always begins with an @ sign, then the name of the decorator. Here, we're using the component decorator. The component decorator is a function, so we type parentheses. As we'll be passing in an object to the function, we will need to include curly braces within the parentheses. We now need to import component from Angular 2 core, or we won't be able to compile. In the component metadata, we can specify a selector. A selector is used to identify a particular component in HTML. Convention dictates here that we prefix each selector with something to identify it as part of our application. We can use events hyphen as a prefix, then the second part of the name represents the individual component. As this is our app component, app is most appropriate. We next want to define the template. We add a comma, as all metadata entries are separated by commas. Then we specify template, followed by a colon. For the template value, any valid HTML can be used. We have now created the first component for our application. This is a full-bodied, fully functional component. Yes, it's quite simple, but it is a complete component. We'll dive deeper into templates, how they work, and how we can use them in the next section.